Hey guys, and welcome to this edition of our off-road camper build. Now before I start today, just let me wish everyone out there a safe time in these difficult circumstances. If you can, get out in the garage, do your hobbies, finish your projects. You have no excuse at this point of time. I hope that what I do provides some sort of entertainment, and just enjoy the time with your family. So this week, what have I been up to? It's progressed a lot visually. We've finished off the front, we've put the front window in and the interior trim. But anyway, let me show you. I'm so chuffed with how it's turning out. So let's see what I've been up to. So first up today, let's talk about these taillight holes I drilled last week. As I said, I used a 111mm hole saw, and they were a big ass hole, which they were. Unfortunately, I needed it slightly bigger assed. Is that a word? It'll do. I needed to fit these rubber buckets in there, and the next step up hole saw was 120 something millimeters, and it was actually too large. I needed around 115, 116 mils. So I've ninja'd up this contraption. Don't try this at home, but it's worked quite well. I just got some belt sanding material and double side taped it to the actual hole saw that I used. Sanded it out slightly by hand, and then this just went in the hole and enlarged it very quickly to my desired specs. So as I said, I'm not going to say use it at home, because for OH&S it's probably not all that great. However, worked well. So the front of the camper, as you can see, is basically finished. I had to take off the fridge box to put the front cladding on. The only difficulty I had was that I wanted this bend here to be nice and straight and crisp. To get that on the bend itself, I routed right down to the external aluminium, the 1mm external, and then the routs either side of that I made slightly less deep, so it was still some composite material there. The only issue I had then was that it made it very unstable on that bend, and you had to be careful that it didn't bend back, because when you bend it back and then bend it forward again, it could start cracking at the ends. So yeah, made it a little bit difficult to put it on, but it wasn't too bad. As with the side panels, I put two pieces that I could align the bottom up plates up with. Because it wasn't as wide as the front panels, it was quite simple to get the right positioning, and then it was just pushing it all back on. But let's have a look at the footage of how it all worked out. the front window, installing that, it was exactly the same as installing the side windows. However, this time I had the opposite problem with the front windows. So the issue with the front window wasn't that the walls were thin and I had to make spacer plates. The issue was that the walls are actually thick, still within specs for the window. However, I had to get longer screws. They're a 3.5mm screw from memory. And yeah, they were quite long. I think they were 50 mils long or something. But anyway, it's all worked out quite well. And like the side windows, these have a fly screen and the block out blinds on them. And that can be positioned in numerous places. So really chuffed with how it's turning out. It's really starting to come together. I've also taken all the protective coating off the sides and the front. The front's basically finished now. Before I forget too, I did have a few dramas with refitting this box once the window was in. Because the frame of the window comes out 10mm, I had to space this box out 10mm from the wall. And to do that, I just got some 10mm aluminium section and used that to space it out. The dilemma I had then though was that the jockey wheel had to come forward. So I've moved that forward enough, making sure that I can still spin the handle around and it folds up okay and doesn't interfere with the vehicle. It's quite tight in here, but it's all worked out okay, and that's the main thing. So don't forget to tune into the next episode where we'll do the cladding on the back. After that we have to install the tail lights. I have to turn the window that I bought for a hatch into a hatch. There's some wiring, there's solar panels, there's a whole heap of stuff that we need to do. So don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us out. You may get an inkling of what's happening before it's on YouTube, on Instagram. My Instagram is Daz7. Don't forget to look me up. So that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.